The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
This week on the Defy Life Podcast, the guys catch up on the NBA playoffs, preview the NFL season, and as always, they answer a listener question and wrap things up with some trivia. On to the show. Let's get it. Yeah, that's what it is. I guess we gotta do it then. You alright? Check. Pool. Out. Money. West Coast. Let's get it. Strap in, let's take a ride. Oh yeah, it's about that time, right? Been waiting all week to get to this. It's finally time to defy life. Let's chop it up. Keep it trail, no other way. That's what we do. We might disagree, but it's all love. Guarantee we gon' speak the truth. Yeah, this hit different. My guys with me, now who's with us? Stick around for a few minutes. It's contagious. You'll get it. You downloaded the realest. Don't feel us, forget out. You not rocking with Defy Life, then what's your life about? This ain't the Life. Told you. This is the Shy Life. I'm gonna let this ride out though. Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. This episode is sponsored by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. This is episode 172. Y'all come on in, wipe your feet, close the door behind you. I'm your host, J.R. Glimpf. Joined as always by my wonderful co-hosts, Thomas Stevens, Alvin Glimpf. What's good with you, Pooh?
Nothing, man. What's good? How you guys doing?
Good, man. I can't complain. Yeah, good to hear your voice.
Hey, no doubt. Same here, man. I'm ready for the season, man. I'm ready for Thursday.
Man, season with a Z.
Man.
Season. Man,
what
for real.
World?
No doubt. Al, what's good with you?
Yeah, it's all good. I'm with Pooh. I think I read something yesterday that the season was starting this week, and I just totally forgot all about it. So I'm like him. I'm just ready. Didn't know if we get to this point, so I'm just ready for the season to start.
Right, man. Yeah, it snuck up on everybody. Once I realized, oh shit, it's this week. And I was like, man, so Sunday, I'm like, man, this time next week, I'll be watching my boys play. I look at the schedule. We play Monday night. Man, God, come on, man. Get out
of here. Wow. Threw an extra day on you. Yeah,
y'all extra day on
game, though, to 7 o'clock.
Yeah, still. But, yeah.
Right,
so,
right.
Guess I want to watch all the JV games first.
Hey.
Wow. Let's get it started. Let's go.
Hey, Keita asked me, was like, yeah, we going this place, that place. We'll get back Sunday. And I was like, Sunday? Oh, it's opening day. I'm out. Whatever you planning, I'm out. It's opening day.
Man.
Yeah.
Hey, they got to get back used to it like we got to get back used to it.
Hello. Right.
I'm playing. It's Sundays,
all
man.
Right.
You know the routine.
Hey, it's opening day.
Man, you know better. For real.
So 1 hour shut show after our first week.
Oh.
It's gonna
be some tension.
Some venting.
Yeah. Y'all might want to check that out. There's gonna be some butter knife cutting tension up in there.
Okay.
Man. Whew, man. But I don't know. Ready, man. And like I was saying before we got on, like it snuck up on me. We got a Defy Life picks this year. We got some dudes from across the network that's been chomping at the bit to be a part of this. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. And Al gets to defend I'll get to defend my title with the picks. And Al, you'll be happy to know that Regular Scott and I today started working on the next round of Trivia Battleground.
Okay.
So
all right.
You'll get to defend your title soon. So I'm assuming both of you are in.
You count me in. And I was just about to say, for the listeners who weren't aware why he specifically mentioned me, it's because I'm the defending champion.
Right. And your package with your plethora of gear should be shipping out within the next couple of days.
Sounds good to me.
Man. Pooh, you in for the next round of Trivia Battleground? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, man. You
All
know,
right.
hopefully we can manipulate it and get me on the right day.
Word.
But you know, man.
What you mean, Pooh? What happened, man?
You know, you got,
I mean, hopefully I can get it on the right day. Hopefully you guys,
yeah, we'll
don't
work it out. Get you in the right
don't
group.
grease me. I got greased on this challenge. I can't remember what happened. It's like I always get greased.
Go ahead. Well, we'll make sure we get your group together right, and y'all start thinking about your categories. So we looking at mid October before everybody starts getting occupied with holidays and stuff.
Right.
Okay, sounds good.
So yeah, man. So as usual, got a little bit of house cleaning before we get into the meat of the show. So just want to, as always, shout out our patrons. People always ask, what's the best way to support the network? Go to patreon.com/Go Defy Life and become a patron of Defy Life. You can help support our growth and allow us to host events and continue to work in our communities. For less than your favorite fast food combo, you can support Defy Life. So again, that's patreon.com/Go Defy Life. You can still check out our written content at the Granddaddy, the originator, GoDefyLife.com. You can check out all our podcast content at the hub at DefyLifePods.com. And the aforementioned Defy Life gear, our branded apparel, can be found at DefyLifeGear.com. So that's GoDefyLife.com, DefyLifePods.com, and DefyLifeGear.com. Check them all out. Al, did I cover everything?
Yes, sir. So make sure you check them all out, and then go tell three people to check it all out.
Damn right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So y'all, we got NBA playoffs and NFL opening day happening at the same time. That, needless to say, we ain't doing no news tidbits this week. We're getting straight into it. Because we might be on here for 4 hours. We start talking about other stuff. It'd be a vintage Defy Life podcast show.
Okay. Right. Well, definitely leave tidbits out.
We are streamlined.
Right. It's the streamlined version. I love this streamlined stuff. But yeah, man. I'm watching now. I'm sure a lot of y'all are watching as we speak. We are recording this episode on a Tuesday night. So the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks are currently in Game 5. As everyone knows, Milwaukee is down. The number one seed in the entire league is down 3-1. And they are now trailing the Miami Heat in Game 5 as well. So, right now they're down by 3. Giannis is not playing. So everybody knows that storyline. But for the Bucks to be in this position, or for Miami to be in this position, depends on how you look at it. Pooh, you first. Is this more about Miami or more about Milwaukee?
Wow. That's a good question. I'm going to go with more. Wow, that's tough. I'm going to go with more about the Bucks. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
I really want to say Miami, but I'm going to go with more about the Bucks, about what the Bucks aren't. They definitely had a great season. However, when it comes down to a 7-game series, they just don't have the weapons and the talent to come out on top in the 7-game series. They definitely played they played great defensively, but the freak supporting cast, they just don't show up in a 7-game series. They just, I just don't think they have enough. They have the Greek and a bunch of role guys, and the guys that they pay to be the second and third star are not second and third stars,
right?
Or they don't play like it.
Gotcha. Okay, sound a lot like Coach Budenholzer's old team. The way Keon used to describe them is the Atlanta Hawks. Where they would, just because you pay a guy that kind of money, don't make him that kind of player. So that's how Keon would describe him. Sounds familiar. Al, what about you? Is this more about Milwaukee or more about Miami?
I'm gonna say it's about Miami, and I think the um, the circumstances of the pandemic to where it's a whole like it's a mini season, and on neutral territory. Um, I think when you look at you know NBA playoff history, there's often this maturation of a superstar that as he's learning the what it takes in terms of preparation and intensity that sometimes they run into a team like Miami that plays more cohesively and harder and smarter. So I'm gonna give the credit to Miami, and I mean from a franchise perspective, so the players as well as the coaching. I'm giving it to Miami.
Yeah, can go that way as well. I'm telling y'all this as the moderator of the show. I will not be lending much until, at least opinion wise, until we get into the NFL talk, because I'm just ready to get there. But no, again, we don't want to be on here all night. But yes, I do think that you can look at it both ways. Miami is playing that well, and Milwaukee is playing that poorly. So it's easy to look at it either way. But it's pretty much a foregone conclusion unless, I don't see it happening, that it'll be more about Miami after the night because Milwaukee will no longer exist in the playoffs.
Right.
Which then makes the East wide open.
Right. Yeah.
Wide.
I think Freak is leaving. I think the Greek Freak is leaving.
We going to LA?
No. No.
Where will make sense for him
Because
to
of
go?
you think the playoffs, them not having success is going to be his reason?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, they just. I mean, they're not. They just at a standstill, unless they're able to add X, Y, Z. Because I don't see the guys on their team. I mean, they have a few young guys, but they're kind of like veteran strong. So I don't see those guys getting better.
Right.
I don't. They lost the kid to the Pacers. What is his name? Oh man, the kid.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about.
We bid on him. Yeah, he was a young kid.
What is this? Brockton? What is it?
Brockton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brogdon, and they lost Thon Maker, a young talent.
Oh,
Yeah. So they pretty much vet heavy, and those vets not gonna get better. We know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Denny Green. But hey, we know who you are. So I don't. The only one to me that can get impressively better is probably the Greek.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I kind of joked around with Al, just off the air. We talked about something earlier last week, and I'm wondering, Pooh, and I'm gonna say the same thing to you. I said to Al, I want that same smoke, that same energy y'all came for LeBron with in the East. I want that same energy for Giannis. That same energy where he can't carry the team by himself. He's that good. He should be able to do all that stuff. I want that same energy. Why am I not getting it?
You get it, and you know what? I was watching a game. This was the Laker Portland game. No, Laker Houston game 2. So as it's about to start, I looked at my son. I said, "Do you know who's rooting for Houston?" And he like, "Who?" I'm like, "Giannis." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Why you say that?" I said, "Cause trust me, the only way he gonna keep LeBron fans off his ass this summer is if LeBron goes out as well.
Right.
Otherwise, he's gonna get a lot of comments just like that, and deservedly so. Because you're right, there was a lot of heat coming from my direction, other people's direction, saying, "Yo, you should have won that series." And same here, he's not gonna get no. I don't care. He should have. It's gonna go down as I don't want to say a failure because that's kind of harsh, but this was not a successful year if they get bumped by Miami.
It definitely gonna be a failure. The number
I think
one
so
seed,
too.
yeah, the number one seed.
No, it is. It's just hard for me to say failure. You're right.
Yeah.
Man, number one seed, like that's a wasted season. Like that was the worst. That was the worst defeat of Seattle's. Those guys, Kemp and the Glove. That was the worst defeat of their career when they was the number one seed and the Nuggets beat them. That you can't shake being the number one seed and the ACs beat. They beat you. There's no way you can shake that. You will forever go down.
Right.
In infamy with that.
Yeah, and to make it even worse, this is the East without LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you got that like Toronto had for years, that built-in excuse of, man, we good enough to beat everybody, but it's LeBron over here. He ain't even got that excuse.
Not this year. No, we don't.
So unless somebody can say, it just don't sound the same when you say, man, Jimmy Butler over in the East. It don't sound the same. So,
I got you.
I mean, because at the end of the day, those are the expectations we came into the season with. That at the very least, he makes it to the conference finals.
right.
Like, I mean, I think everybody was just saying, okay, we don't know who he gonna be playing. Maybe it's Boston, maybe it's Toronto. I think that was up in the air. But I really think coming into the season, and as they played so well throughout the season, people expected them to get further.
Yeah, throughout the season. You're right. If they wouldn't have, breeze through the regular season, like you wouldn't have those high hopes, in that manner. Because if you look at the team, they have solid guys, but in all actuality, they're a bunch of guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is Chris Middleton a number two? He gets paid like a number two, but is he really like a guy that created shot and get? I remember one year, but that was about 4 years ago, when he was that guy, get buckets whenever you want to get a bucket. But right now he's not. Think about the number twos in the league.
Yeah.
Like the only team that has probably a worse number two is probably Miami. Like, because I can't name their number two.
Right. And, like Middleton, he could do that 4 years ago because teams weren't designing defenses around knowing who their number two was. So he could kind of sneak up on people. True. But now that people know, hey, he's their number two and he can score, they kind of design the defenses around putting the wall up for Giannis and stopping Middleton from scoring. But you're absolutely right. And any team that has Marvin Williams getting major minutes in the playoffs, they ain't going too far.
You don't have a lot of depth. I think he's the old school traditional number two.
Yeah.
Before there were like the 1A, 1B number two.
Right.
Like, so where I think, and that's their problem. And I think when you're looking at how the league has moved to, it ain't just good enough to have a Middleton. You got a Harden and a Westbrook on the same team. You know what I mean? Like that, you got to come better than that. But I think for many people thought Giannis was good enough to where all he needs is a Middleton.
Right.
Nah.
Well,
that's the old NBA.
Right. And that's what we keep saying. Giannis will never get to that level until he can become a consistent shooter from long distance. He'll never be someone, even we said that about LeBron. No, it's not a shot at him. It's just how the NBA is now.
Right.
LeBron didn't become that guy who can consistently keep teams in games when he's outmanned until he consistently became a three-point shooter.
Right.
And he had to work at it. And even by today's standards, he's subpar. But he's good enough. And Giannis isn't even there.
Right.
So he's got a long way to go. And at some point, it's kind of like Shaq's free throw shooting. Like, does it scream work ethic? Because we know he works hard, but what's the issue?
He doesn't have good mechanics though. To me, on a jump shot, it's
he
flat.
doesn't. Yeah, and his body type is not conducive. Yeah,
right. He
Not to be a pure shooter.
Yeah, he doesn't get it. But he doesn't even get an arch. And if you don't get an arch on a jump shot, it definitely decreases your chances on making it. The only person I've seen really hit a consistent line drive jump shot is Kawhi, and I still don't get it.
And
I
Sam
still don't
Perkins.
Who? Oh yeah.
Sam,
You're right. Sam. Like,
Big-
and I still don't
Big
get
Smooth.
that. Like,
Nah, I mean, neither.
yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. But you may have to wait another 8 months to get it because they probably done.
Yeah,
They are. And I think the
The
key to does he stay and really what is his plateau, his ceiling, is going to be this offseason going into the next. So,
Where?
no, like, does he come back the same Giannis, or does he come back the Giannis that next year takes it to that other level? Like, I think it's just one of them defeats that will either this would be him, and it's like, see,
Right.
you wasn't that dude, or this could be that offseason that, okay, I get it. Maybe they bring in that veteran. Maybe they, help him understand instead of you having to figure it out by yourself. This is what it takes to get to that next level.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought you said unless he goes to the Knicks. I was like, what?
I thought he go out.
Yeah.
You're reading my mind.
Right.
They don't even have collateral to go out and get anything.
Yeah, and they
to
play
pair
in
with him.
Milwaukee, and then no free agent wants to go to Milwaukee, so
No.
they kind of have to build around these mid-level players and hope they have career years, and and they can't really build through the draft because you're just good enough to you're not going to get a top lottery pick.
No lottery pick, right?
So you kind of stuck where you are and to build around Giannis, and kind of depends on how long is he going to be there to stick around to trust the process.
Right. You gotta hope his little brother becomes an animal.
Right.
Right, because you took a chance on his baby brother, so I don't know. That's tough.
And you don't have the assets to go get a
He's
major
still, was he
player.
23, 24?
24?
Who? His baby
Giannis.
brother?
No, Giannis.
Giannis.
How old is he now?
24, I
He
think.
about 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is an interesting.
24, 25, because I know, let me see, he's 2-time MVP.
Mm-hmm. No, one
What
time.
is he?
He won it once.
Front office. I hope and pray that we hire Chris Jackson, not Chris
Mark
Jackson.
Jackson.
Mark Jackson. Hope and pray we hire Mark Jackson. Hey, I'll take Mark Jackson or D'Antoni. Those are the two guys. But I prefer
Telling you don't.
I prefer Mark Jackson. Like,
Telling you to. I'm D'Antoni is my Mr. Biscuit. You do not.
Oh,
want
wow.
D'Antoni.
I like no man. D'Antoni can. Y'all didn't have anything to carve out of. Like, y'all didn't even have Clay out there.
All right, y'all be the highest scorer in this losing this team out there.
And that could be true.
This would be fun to watch.
It'd be fun to watch. It'd be fun to watch. They're gonna be jacking up threes and running up and down the court, and a lot of people gonna be cheering.
Hey, the
Sometimes
best
winning
defensive
basketball.
team, the most efficient team on D in that bubble is Houston now. But I want Mark Jackson in the worst way. I really do. I really do.
Yeah, I like Mark too as a coach.
Yeah. So we'll see. I know one thing we're not going to do too long, sorry, Pooh, is when we got NBA playoffs and NFL opening day coming up, talking about the Bulls.
Ready for the NFL.
Well, we not going to be doing
We're
it.
not going to be talking about the Bulls all night.
I told Al, no, I'm good with it. I'm good with sneaking D-Rose back in. Let's get that pig in, man.
Oh, shit.
Let's get to that man.
Man. Well, let's do it then. We're gonna jump into a commercial really quick, and we will come back and we will preview the NFL season, and we will get specific with our Bears, Cowboys, Jets, and Steelers. We'll be right back.
We're told that greatness is exceptional, when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you. Go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit defylifegear.com to get fitted for greatness.
Welcome back to one episode of 172 of the Defy Life Podcast. This is JR Glenn with Alvin Thomas. Guys, let's do it, man. We are on the doorstep of the 2020 NFL season. It's the first time ever we've been able to talk NFL, NBA playoffs, and in the same show we talk NFL preview. So, unless it's NFL playoff preview, so this is probably the only time we'll ever be able to do this. So, first thing I want to get into is again, Al, I mentioned earlier in the show, both of you guys, that we've got, with the season comes our Defy Life NFL weekly picks. Yes. And I won last year by one game because Jimmy G messed up the Super Bowl. Halil picked the Niners, and that was that. I took it home. So thanks, Halil, for going to Niners. But it's a new season, and so back are myself, you two, Halil, Money, and West Coast. Will all be vying for the title, but there are two more names that are throwing their names into the hat, and that will be Regular Scott from Take a Knee from Marvel vs. DC, and Chab Dog from Chab Dog Sports Talk. So Chab Dog actually tried to jump in like week 6 last year. Like, oh man, I want in. I was like, Chab Dog, you can't jump in now. It's week 6, right? So he was like, man, make sure you remember me. So Chab Dog and Regular Scott will be joining us this year. So it should be fun.
Nice.
Right.
Because I don't know if I came in last or second to last year, but you don't need to check the stats. That's not even necessary.
Well,
but
I know it wasn't last.
I know I got to do better.
Right. Yeah, I know it wasn't last because West Coast Jay was butt naked last from like week 3 on.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. So I was close.
So
Gotta do better.
So, but yeah. So we before we get into our predictions for the season to preview the division champs and wild cards and Super Bowl winners and teams, as well as from individual predictions, I want to get into our team. So Al, I'm gonna start off. We always got to be judicial with this. You got 2 teams.
Thank you.
We'll start off with your Jets.
Yes.
And so with your New York Jets, what do you see as the best case, worst case scenario for them? And when I say best case, worst case, I mean what has to go right for them to get to this record, and what has to go wrong for them to get to this record.
So, best case scenario, the Jets win. Best case scenario, Jets win 10 games. They go 10-6. Best case scenario. Get a wild card and surprise the NFL and sneak into the playoffs. For that to happen, their offensive line has to ball out and come together, work well together. I think our first round pick, Mekhi Becton, has to be dominant early on in his career. Le'Veon has to make big plays, and our defense has to get some surprise play in terms of playmakers, because our top 2 playmakers from last year are no longer on our team. Well, Jamal Adams is no longer on our team. Mosley opted out because of COVID. Right. So C.J. Mosley. And so I think that loss potentially will cripple them and really be their flaw. I think that's going to be their problem. Everything I'm saying needs to happen, I think isn't going to happen. I really don't think the offensive line is going to play cohesively, just because the way the offseason has been, where you haven't had enough practice time. So what the conditions that it would take for the offensive line to gel, in my opinion, haven't happened. So you shouldn't expect that, which then probably means Le'Veon isn't going to have that type of exceptional year, because the offensive line is not going to be all that great. And then on the defensive side, yeah, it would be nice that some of our linebackers step up, but again, without the preseason games and the conditioning and the training camps, is it really likely that some of our young boys is going to? No, they're going to be learning on the fly. So I think a name that people will remember at the end of the year is this safety Ashton Davis. Really like what I'm hearing about him. I liked him coming into the draft. So I think by the end of the season we'll have a playmaker, but I just think that's really going to be the story of the Jets season, that they will get better. But it's going to take 5-6 games for you to really see that progress. And I think in the AFC, even if they were to win 8 games, 9 games, which would be, I don't think they get into the playoffs with that.
Okay. So worst case scenario, what's the record?
Worst case scenario, we are 4-12.
Okay. And all that shit didn't happen.
All that shit didn't happen. And probably Sam Darnold either gets hurt or regresses. And if that's possible too, because we don't have the playmakers in terms of our wide receiving core. So they did pick up Perryman, who's kind of quick, but we picked up him but lost Anderson,
right?
Who was our speedster playmaker guy. I like Denzel Mims coming in as a rookie, but again, without the playing time and the ability to really gel and learn the routes and everything, I don't expect him to really blossom the way I hoped when we drafted him. So I think it's more likely that we struggle. And yeah, 4 games, 4 victories is worst case scenario. So chances are I'm looking more like another 7-9 season. I really think that's what's going to happen.
Okay. All right. 7-9 it'll probably put you third in the NFC East. So.
Yeah, definitely behind New England and Buffalo. And honestly, I love the coach down in Miami, Flores.
Yeah.
And I really like his approach to the game. Comes out of really good tutelage. So I wouldn't be surprised if Miami, even with Tua as their quarterback, can make games tough and win more games than people thinking. So if it all goes to shit with the Jets, I wouldn't be surprised if they are last in our AFC East if it goes really, really bad.
Yeah. And Miami did name Ryan Fitzpatrick the starter today. So we do know. I mean, one is Ryan Fitzpatrick. 2, it's a first round quarterback, and Tua will see playing time at some point this year. So,
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
So, all right, Thomas Stevens. Without further ado, your Chicago Bears, sir. Best case, worst case. What's the best case scenario? And Mitchell Trubisky was named the starter yesterday. So yes, go Bears. Best case, worst case. What are the records and why for the Chicago Bears?
All right. Before I jump into that, as soon as I saw that announcement, I said, "Oh, okay. I know what we're doing. We're tanking." If we're starting Mitchell, we're tanking. Oh man, Mitchell. But best case scenario, 13-3.
Okay.
13-3. I think we have the talent on both sides of the ball to put up a formidable record. Like 13-3. I think we can have a first round bye. I think we can go all the way to the Super Bowl if the stars are aligned. I can't say if Mitchell plays as well Well, if he plays as well as the year he made it, at the year he made the Pro Bowl, those things are possible. However, when it came to the playoffs, he was horrible. I think he threw for 100 yards, 127 yards in the playoff game, and we had like 3 first downs on offense. But man, like I say, our best case scenario is Nick Foles get in there and take us to that 13-3 record. Worst case scenario, oh man, maybe 8-8.
Okay.
8-8. Worst case scenario, we stick with Mitch. We hang on to Mitch too long. Mitch get in there, run our defense in the ground because we're on the field so long. The good guys can't rest. Therefore, guys are getting injured because they're on the field so long. And so 8-8 because our defense alone is probably gonna win us 6 games.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Your defense gonna keep you in most games.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Al gave us his most likely. What's the most likely record?
Most likely record, I'm gonna say 10-6, 11-5 in that area. I'm gonna say 10-6. Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Al, back to you and your Dallas Cowboys.
The boys.
Best case, worst case scenario. What are the Cowboys looking like?
So, best case scenario, we win the Super Bowl. I think the talent on offense, we got one of the best offensive lines in the game still. A quarterback that is motivated and familiar with his system and teammates. A wide receiving core. We got 3 wide receivers that are arguably top 5 in the league in terms of that combination. Have a combination of 3 wide receivers, I think, in the league. I think you can put us up with a lot of other threesomes. People talking about 1,000 yards each for those wide receivers. The defense, we've increased our pass rush. We got Griffin coming in. If he could get us 10 sacks, I think that would be impressive. Our secondary really is our biggest issue. So for us to get to the Super Bowl, it would mean that our young secondary just kind of gelled and balled out from a Woozy to our safeties. We're just playing really, really well. So, and even one of our linebackers has a dominant MVP like season from Jalen Smith to Van Der Esch. They're like having.
Tell Gina this is not one I shut.
This is not one I shut. So they're asking you to leave me alone. Yeah, she's just standing here hovering.
Hey, Gina.
So, you really shouldn't be doing this during my segment, dear. But yeah, they said hey. That's what it would take for us to play well. McCarthy just has to push all the right buttons, and in this COVID environment where anything can happen if you got an experienced squad. That's what it's going to take. We outlast some of the other teams, and Zeke, shows that he's the best running back in the league.
Okay. All right. Worst case scenario. What is it looking like?
Now, worst case scenario is 6-10, right? And in that scenario, Dak does not progress; he regresses, and he is shown to be a quarterback that's not ready for the next level. And the defense, in terms of some of our question marks, our pass rush doesn't bring the pressure. So we brought in Alden Smith. He don't perform. Everson doesn't perform. Randy Gregory reinstated, comes back smoking weed. McCoy got hurt. All of the possible replacements and D tackle don't show up. Our secondary is exposed that we don't have a shutdown cornerback. We got rid of Ha. So whoever's playing our strong safety down, we don't have any answer there. So I really think if the question marks aren't if they come back flat and we don't have positive outcomes from where we are questionable at, then easily in a division where you got Philly, Washington and Giants aren't expected to be all of that great, but they're not pushovers. So, I think you could conceivably, if you're not up to speed in the NFC East, you can get swept by Philly and split with the other two teams. That's 4 losses on your head right there. So I think Dallas has to play strong off the rip, out the jump, to build confidence and build belief in McCarthy. And these have been some gambles Jerry Jones has taken. I think I have been supportive of these choices, but at the end of the day, you never know when you bring in a new coach. All of this COVID stuff is up for grabs, and we got a lot of youth on our team. So, yeah, that would be worst case scenario, just winning 6 games.
Yeah, I also think if in that worst case scenario, we would have to confiscate your shoestrings and belts.
Oh man!
So that would
what's so funny of being a fan that where the marketing and the investment tends to have our fan base like optimistic every year. There's been some like shit hits the fan years to where it's been real tough being a Cowboy fan where you come in thinking one thing and then you have just like, wow, like nothing went right this year. Nothing. And so I also think what was going on our side is just lady luck in that regards. That we've had some seasons of the Joey Galloways that the seasons where you thought somebody was going to be the answer and they get hurt or something like that. So I think we are due. Tony Romo had used up all of the bad luck in the Cowboy franchise. We're due for some good luck. So.
Okay. Well,
but most likely, I think more likely we do win our division, and most likely win a playoff game. But that's about as far as we get.
Okay. Do you see those 3 guys getting close to 1,000 each a receiver?
Realistically, I do.
Okay.
I think when you looked at how they performed last year, they had probably 3,000 yards combined. It just wasn't. I think Cobb was in the low 800s.
Right.
And I think CD has the ability to maybe not get as many catches as Cobb was last year, but should be more explosive and get more yards. So, I think with the explosiveness of CD, I think is real, and a healthy Zeke, a Zeke that didn't hold out. So the preparation for this season was real focused. I would say we have a potential to be an explosive offense, and to me, if we get an explosive offense, then we can really make some noise in the NFC. But this is the new NFL. You got to have an explosive offense.
That's the truth. All right. Speaking of explosive offenses, what about my Pittsburgh Steelers? Best case scenario, I'll be succinct here. Best case scenario, I think we could win the Super Bowl. I'd say best case scenario 14-2 and win the Super Bowl. But Ben had to stay healthy all year. The offensive line with the retirement of Man, you retiring? I forget your name. The left guard. Escapes my name right now. But he retired. Ramon Foster retiring, and Matt Filer switching from right tackle to left guard, and they bring in a young guy to play right tackle. So either Zach Banner or Chooks Okonro to play that to play right tackle. Whoever wins that battle, the line has to kind of regain the form they had in 2018. They kind of showed some cracks last year, but having those young quarterbacks they had last year will make everyone look worse. But so Ben has to stay healthy. Eric Ebron and Vance McDonald, both at tight end, have to stay healthy and like make plays and catch consistently, create mismatches. Juju has to stay healthy. It's really just about everybody staying healthy that, just kind of got snake bitten last year. Juju stays healthy. Connor stays healthy. There's a lot of firepower missing from that offense last year between Ben, Juju, Connor, McDonald. And now you got a second year in Deontay Johnson. You bring in a guy, like Chase Claypool, who by all accounts has been looking like Megatron in training camp. So that's going to be exciting, even if he's not getting a ton of balls his way, like to make 1-2 big plays a game. We could kind of add that Martavis Bryant element back to that offense. Don't want to leave out James Washington, another guy who can make big plays. So there's a lot of talent on that offense. So, but everybody has to stay healthy. And on defense, more of the same. You're looking at you lose Javon Hargrave, but you probably get better bringing back Stephon Tuitt from injury. And then after that, it's just name after name after name. It's probably 8 first-round picks on this defense, and a bunch of studs who kind of came together last year. We got Cam Hayward, who signed an extension yesterday. Again, Tuitt's back. Tyson Alualu's the nose guard now. He's a former first-round pick of the Jags. This linebacker core with Watt and Dupree and Devin Bush, and then you look at the secondary with Steven Nelson and Joe Hayden and Minka Fitzpatrick, Terrell Edmonds, like studs all over that defense. So it's really just more of the same, and I'm taking the next step. And they were so good last year, but again, having to carry that team for so long, they kind of got worn down. So I said that, said this last year, the biggest thing of having Ben Roethlisberger back on this offense is not necessarily the big plays, the 40-yard chunk plays down the field, although those are nice. It's the ability to sustain drives and keep your defense fresh and, just sustain drives throughout the game and throughout the season that, 10, 12 snaps per game less that your defense has to take. That's huge at the end of the year. So, so that's the biggest part, is just really staying healthy on offense and continuing to grow on defense. Worst case scenario, I'm echoing in somebody's mic. Oh, there we go. Worst case scenario, Ben's elbow doesn't hold up. Connor gets hurt again. Juju has another bad season and shown the door in his last year of his contract. And the defense, I think they're too talented to not play well. So I'll say the injury bug kind of shifts over to the defense. If that happens, then things could kind of fall off the rails. So I'd say worst case scenarios 8-8, and I'll say 8-8 because Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season. I don't expect him to have one this year. And most likely, I will say 11-5. But
that's a good. I mean, that's a good year. I think y'all are. I think some folks have you behind Cleveland. A lot of folks is riding a Be More train. But I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland takes a step back.
Yeah, Cleveland always wins the off-season award in our division. On paper, they look good, but until they do it, they kind of like the Giannis of the NFL to me. Until they do it, we're going to have to say, hey, you can't do it. So Baltimore does. I do think they win the division. We'll talk about that shortly. But I don't think Cleveland and Cincinnati are consistent enough at quarterback to win the division. Well, let's get into some previews from across the league. First, we will go division champs for each division. So first off in the NFC, Pooh, NFC North. Who you got winning the division?
I'm gonna rock with the Bears.
Chicago Bears. Al, who you got in the North?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. All right. I'm gonna go Chicago as well. All right. And the NFC South. Al, who you got?
I'm going with the Saints.
Okay. Pooh, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
I'm gonna go with the Golden State Bucks too.
The Golden State.
Golden State. Yeah, they signed Kevin Durant yesterday. They got Leonard Fournette. And they got everybody out there. Let's see. Pooh, NFC East. Who you got?
NFC East. I'm gonna go with the Redskins.
Okay. Who is that? Who is the Reds?
Oh, sorry, Washington. My bad.
Yeah, you're going with the football team. Yo, I can't.
Washington X.
You're right. I can't wait to get in an argument with a Washington fan this year. I can be like, at least my favorite football team ain't called the football team. I can't wait to say that to somebody. Al, who you got in the NFCs?
Who I need to have is the same bartender that Pooh has. Because if he picking Washington, then he drinking some good shit. So that's who I need to go get.
I think they're gonna have the best D in the league in the NFC.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what the offense gonna do, but I think they're gonna have the best D in the league.
Okay. I'm going with Dallas.
Okay. Yeah, I think Pooh just got tired of me picking the same team he was picking. I'm going with Dallas too.
True.
All right. And lastly for the NFC, out west, who you got, Al?
San Francisco.
Pooh, NFC West?
I'm gonna go with Seattle. I'm gonna jump out there.
And Pooh, you did it again. I'm going Seattle as well. That Super Bowl hangover is no joke. So, don't know if they're gonna fall off a cliff, but I don't know if they'll win the division in San Fran. All right, on to the AFC North. Who you got, Pooh?
AFC North. That would be that's Baltimore, right? Yeah. That's you. That's your division, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Okay. Al, who you got?
Yeah, for the first time tonight, I'm gonna agree with Pooh and go with the Ravens.
All right. I'm gonna make it a sweep. I'm going with the Ravens to win the division. You know, that Lamar in the regular season and that offense. I can't say over the course of a season that they're gonna be stopped. All right. AFC South. Al.
I'm rolling with the Titans.
Okay.
I think they are.
They got Clowney
bringing it back. I think they're bringing it back.
Mm-hmm. Pooh, AFC South.
Man, it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Okay. Mm. Well, we know it ain't gonna be the Jags. So I'm gonna make this an even split. I'm going to Texans.
Okay.
AFC East. Pooh.
The Chiefs.
No, that's the West.
That's the West.
That's the West.
The East is the Dolphins, the Patriots, the
Bills.
The Bills. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Not bad.
Al.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Buffalo too.
Okay. I always said it. I always said I bet against him when I see it happen. So I hadn't seen it yet. So this will be the year that somebody has to do it. But until then, I'm going to Patriots.
Not bad pick.
Yeah. And Al, lastly, for the divisional picks, the AFC West.
I'm gonna roll with Mahomes and them boys and go with the Chiefs.
Okay, Pooh, I guess you're staying with the Chiefs since you trying to put them in the East. Okay,
I'm gonna second that. Yeah.
All right. And I'll make this a clean sweep. Thing is, our only division we all got the same pick, right? The Chiefs. It's the only unanimous one, right? Think so.
Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Which is, that's the only ones that probably should be unanimous.
Right. Yeah. All right, Al, give me your I forgot about. Give me your 3 wild card picks. Forgot 7 playoff teams this year.
My 3 wild cards. I'm going with Philly, Seattle, and the Buccaneers.
Okay. Pooh, who are your 3 wild card picks in the NFC?
I'm gonna go with the Bears, the Saints. Well, no, because I picked the Bears to win it all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Minnesota, and I'm gonna go with the Saints, and I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with Philly, the Saints, and Philly, the Saints, and the Niners.
Okay.
Man, it's tough to leave out the Vikings though, but yeah, that's what I got. Your 3 wild card teams in the AFC, Pooh.
AFC. I'm gonna jump out there. Okay. AFC, I'm gonna go with the Titans. And I'm gonna jump out there. I'm gonna go with the Titans, the Raiders, and the Steelers.
Okay. Al, your 3 wild card picks in the AFC?
I'm going with the Steelers, the Patriots, and the Colts.
Okay. I will go with the Steelers, the Bills, and the Raiders. Man, AFC is stacked.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, extra Raiders. Give me the Titans.
Okay.
Yeah. It's tough.
That's tough.
All right, Al. Who are your 2 teams in the Super Bowl, and who wins?
So I'm gonna repeat what I said last year. I was half right. So I'm going with the Chiefs against the Cowboys, and I can't get them there, and they lose. So we're going with the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl.
Okay. All right. Pooh, who you got in the Super Bowl, and who wins it?
Of course, man. I'm gonna go Bears Chiefs.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. No, you know what? I'm gonna go Bears Ravens.
Okay.
Raiders or Ravens?
Ravens.
Okay.
And I think we match up better with the Ravens than we do the Chiefs. So I'm gonna bring it home with the Bears.
Okay. All right. This might be the first time in the history of this show that we each have a legitimate shot of going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just gonna round it out. I'm going Steelers. Damn. I'm going Steelers Seahawks.
Okay. That's solid.
Repeat.
Yeah. I want to go Steelers Cowboys, but that's just too much pressure right now. So I'll go Steelers Seahawks, and I say Pittsburgh wins it. Bring home number 7. Number 7. All right. So like Al just mentioned before, at the end of the year, we'll go back and listen to this and figure out what we said right and wrong, and because we'll say a lot of shit wrong because nobody really knows this stuff. That's why we call it previews. Right. So now on to some individual awards. Pooh, who's gonna be your offensive rookie of the year?
That man Joe.
Okay. Al, who's your rookie of the year offense?
I'm going with DeAndre Swift, running back, Detroit Lions.
Nice.
Gonna be tough to get on that field out there.
Wow.
With AP out there.
With AP, Johnson, Swift,
Yeah.
and the other kid, Johnson. Hey, I mean, not tough to get on the field, but I think it's gonna be tough for him to get a substantial carries.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Because he gonna play AP. What's called gonna play AP?
Yeah, Patricia.
He like that. Yeah, Patricia gonna play AP because he hard nosed and that's his type back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna go. Unless I want to go Claypool here, he's just too far down in the depth chart. I don't know if he's going to get the amount of balls that he should, but I'm gonna go CeeDee Lamb. I think he's going to be, like Al said, really explosive. Might not catch like near the amount of balls that Randall Cobb did, but you can only double team so many players, and he's not going to be one early in the season as a rookie. So he's going to get a lot of opportunities and have a lot of field to run on. So I'm going with CD.
Hey, I really, really like CD. I think CD going to have over 10 touchdowns.
He might.
I can see that.
I think he's going to lead the receiving corps in touchdowns. He's going to be an absolute monster. But the quarterback, Joe, throw for 3,500 yards, maybe 22 touchdowns. It's just going to be hard not to give it to Joe.
Yeah, but is he going to be able to get that, though, in that division?
Right.
I just think, losing. Because when you're losing, you're down, you're getting slammed on. You're gonna throw. They're not gonna be able to defend the entire game, So he's gonna get his bumps and bruises, but they're gonna throw a lot. They're gonna throw a lot, and their receiving core, Boyd, Green. They starting T. Higgins in the slot. Their fourth guy's Ross. Their receiving core is gonna be pretty tough. Their offensive line is good. They had 3 injured guys last year, and they finally came back like the last 4 or 5 games of the season. I think the offense is gonna be solid. Maybe in the mid-year. I don't think you're gonna want to see them really.
I just think you got Baltimore's defense, you got Cleveland's pass rush, you got defensive scheming in Pittsburgh. I just think that's a hard, But I like Burrows a lot. I just don't expect him this season to be the guy. But it's gonna be. I forgot about the weapons he has, so that's a real good point because it's gonna be fun to watch him slinging around.
Yeah, and although they did say, even though it's been a different kind of training camp, AJ Green has looked like trash in training camp, and a shell of him for himself. So we'll see if he can kind of turn it on when the season starts, if he can kind of regain that juice. But then I'm looking at the defenses like Al mentioned, those, especially Pittsburgh and Baltimore, those 2 defenses are notorious for taking advantage of rookie quarterbacks. And, just with their scheming and the way they mask things and the way they blitz and where they blitz from. Joe, his saving grace is going to be his intelligence and his recognition skills. But those 2 teams are notorious for making things look weird for rookies. So we'll see.
It turns out.
Yeah. All right. Al, your defensive rookie of the year.
I'm going with Isaiah Simmons, the Cardinals.
That's a good one. All right. Pooh?
Yeah, I'm going Simmons as well, Al.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go with Kenneth Murray for the Chargers.
Like that dude.
Initially I was going to go Kenneth Murray, but I just thought about the things that I think they're going to do with Isaiah.
Yeah, and Isaiah's definitely not a bad pick. Only reason I say Murray is because traditionally, like, true inside linebackers as rookies, that win Rookie of the Year are just tackle machines. Like, they just find the ball and say, like, dudes that put up a lot of tackle numbers usually do good in the Rookie of the Year voting. So that's why I'm going with Murray. Although I think, like, Simmons is going to do a lot of different things well, I just think, Murray's going to rack up a whole bunch of tackles.
Yeah, he's gonna be a monster. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does this year on a veteran defense, but a young buck just coming in here, just go from sideline to sideline, knocking people out.
Yeah, so we'll see. Coach of the year, Al.
for we make it to the Super Bowl, Mike McCarthy.
Okay. Pooh, who you got for coach of the year?
Ron Rivera.
Okay. Like, Pooh high on the football team.
Real high.
Right. Pooh thinks a lot about that football team.
Okay. Chips all in.
Right. I say it again. I'll say Bill Belichick. If he gets that team, everybody always, half of the people say that he's nothing without Brady. And if my preview comes true that he makes it to the playoffs without him, it's going to be a whole lot of people that vote for him. So I'll say Belichick. All right. Comeback player of the year. Pooh?
What's his name? It's not Samuels. The left tackle for the Redskins that signed with Trent Williams, right?
Yeah.
Trent Williams. Yeah, Trent Williams.
In San Fran now.
Yeah, San Fran. Yeah.
Okay. Good one. Al?
I'm looking at Aldon Smith, that if he can get 6 to 8 sacks, I think people are going to be just eating up his story. He's going to get a lot of publicity. So I'm going with Aldon Smith.
Okay. All right. For one, the major reason now being that I think pigs will fly before an offensive lineman wins this award.
Okay.
And two, I think pigs might learn how to barbecue people before a defensive end wins this award. Just because how people vote, especially when you have Roethlisberger and Cam Newton fighting for this award as well.
I forgot about those guys.
Yeah. We got two quarterbacks fighting two, pretty, borderline Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Yeah, they going to get votes. So I'll be the homer, and I'll go with Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, I forgot about those two guys. I totally forgot about those two guys.
Yeah. Offensive player of the year, Al.
Offensive player of the year, I'm going with I really wish I could say Kyler Murray's name, because I think he's going to have a great season, but I don't think they're going to win enough, and I think there's going to be people that's going to get more votes than him. So I'm going with player of the year. I'm going with Russell Wilson.
Okay. Pooh, who you got offensive player of the year?
I'm going to go with Nuke Hopkins.
Okay. Yeah. Russell Wilson was going to be mine. But just for the sake of
Russell.
just for the sake of going somebody different, I'm going to go with that's tough. I mean, I want that's the obvious ones. But I'll go with Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Defensive player of the year, Pooh.
Well, of course, Khalil Mack, man. You got to bring it back.
Okay. Al, defensive player of the year?
I'm going with T.J. Watt. I think him coming off that edge, I think he's going to have a great season this year. And the Bosa's going to split up some votes. Myles Garrett, people are going to still hold stuff against him from hitting somebody upside the head with a helmet.
Right.
So I'm going with T.J. Watt.
Okay. I was going to go T.J. Watt, and since it's T.J. Watt, I will not change it this time. But it's a luxury. I've realized, I was like, man, this is a luxury to be a Steelers fan in these day and ages because of that defense. Like, I could pick one out of each level and be legit on my pick. I could go with Watt as a pass rusher, Bush as a linebacker, or Minka as a DB, and I could probably have a good chance at either one of them. But I'm going with the most dominant one, and the one that has the most name recognition in Watt. TJ is going to be a monster again this year. And another reason, this is reason number 746 why I now hate Madden, is TJ Watt is an overall 84 on Madden.
Wow.
Damn that game. Right. So, yeah. MVP, Al, who you got?
when you take into consideration his weapons, his motivation, and coach, I'm going with Dak Prescott.
Okay. Pooh, what you got for MVP?
Kyler Murray.
Wow. Okay. I'm going Russell Wilson. Yeah. Oh man. Well, that's it. We've had our preview of the 2020 NFL football season, guys. This should be fun. I can't wait.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right. So off the top of your head, before we move on, Al, give me one bold prediction for the season.
One bold prediction that
that doesn't involve the Cowboys.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't even going that way.
Okay, because I ain't.
Bold prediction. Atlanta Falcons win less than 5 games.
Wow, they was in consideration for my wild card. Jeez, it is bold. All right, Pooh, give me one bold prediction for the season.
Antonio Gibson rushes for 1,000 and receives for 1,000.
You in Washington, yo? What's the deal?
Hey, I think Pooh's
Come
trying
on,
to
you don't
find.
have to explain this.
Now you're trying to find a third team.
I think he's gonna be remarkable.
What we doing here? What's up with all this love for this Washington team?
Might even get Rookie of the Year over Joe.
Wow.
We gonna have to do some investigating, see if you've been paid off by some Washington fan or something like.
Right.
All this love,
Man. All right, we'll see. I will say, okay, Phillip Rivers gets benched before week 10 in Indianapolis.
Okay.
In favor of Jacoby Brissett. And
I like Phillip.
I do too. I just had to be bold.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
but I mean, he's looked some timing last couple of years. So
Yeah.
when you have a proven commodity, and I did the air quotes with proven. I mean, Jacoby has shown that he can win games in the league.
Right.
If he comes out like, 3-4 games they not winning, you got to start looking at that backup. It's going to be people screaming for the backup.
Right.
Yeah,
And
Go ahead. I was about to say I really don't see that because with this is gonna be the best offensive line Rivers has played behind. His backs are definitely Mac is really, really good. We're not even talking about Taylor, and then you got Naheem Hines, and he got a few receivers out there. You got a stable 6'6" tight end that just gets open. I think Phillip Rivers is gonna have a field day because he's gonna be light because so many teams are gonna stack up to stop the run because of how well they're gonna run the ball. And like I said, they had one of the top 3 offensive lines in the game. I just don't. I think he's gonna eat.
yeah, I definitely see that happen. Which is why it would be bold if he's benched.
Right. I got it. Yeah.
But to rebut that, he had all that same stuff, except for maybe the line, in with the Chargers. He had weapons, he had backs, tight ends, he had all that stuff. He just couldn't throw the ball 25 yards down the field. And I think the main key of him getting benched in Indy is why he didn't get benched in with the Chargers, San Diego, LA, is because he doesn't have the currency built up in Indy that he did with the Chargers. So those are not his people. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if they bench him, it's just like they just benching another old dude, not benching a franchise legend.
Right.
So we'll see. I like Phillip, so I hope it doesn't happen. But
yeah,
me too.
I like Phillip too. No way they should have went Phillip over Cam though, but I don't think so. But,
yeah. So all right, y'all ready for this listener question?
Yeah.
So my boy, shout out to my old Gamecock teammate. This is hilarious. So Big Jake, Jacob from Orlando, wants to know who would win in a fight between you and your 20-year-old self. Pooh, you first. Who win in that fight?
I'm gonna be short and sweet. My 20-year-old self, man. I can't do much anymore, man. I'm beat up, man. Hey, my body different, B.
Your body different, yeah. All right. Al, who's winning in that fight between you and your 20-year-old self?
So it depends on the rules of the fight.
No, I'm assuming no rules. He didn't give no rules, so.
No rules, right? So I'm going with the 50-year-old dude and the 20-year-old dude because I think the 20-year-old dude has all of the physical advantages, which is why the 50-year-old dude is not fighting fair. Is not trying to make this a long fight. So who knows what the 20-year-old might get hit upside the head with to just make it damn, that shit lasted 10 seconds. Like, what happened?
Right.
Yo, he just got hit upside the head with a brick, like, or something. So I'm gonna go with the 50-year-old unless, it was a fair fight, and then it's a wrap.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tougher than I thought it would be, this question. But I think the 20-year-old does win this fight, my 20-year-old self. One, because that dude was a different animal, man. That dude was a different kind of, physically, that dude was like a different kind of beast. Even if now I feel good, I just base it off the shit that I could do physically and other things. Like, I went to go help my dad clean up some shit in the yard the other week, and I remember I could, work all day and, not get tired, pick up a refrigerator by myself. Like, that shit was crazy. That dude was a different animal, and I don't think, although I'm smarter now, like you said, I would think, ways to, by the time I'm done thinking, I'll be on the floor already. And just mentally, I got shit to lose now, and I'll be thinking too much, I think, now, as opposed to then. I had shit to lose at 20, so all I knew is I'm trying to beat this old dude who looks like me.
Which is why I would put my money on you, the 40-year-old y'all self, because y'all do have so much to lose. So where the young boy might quit or might be thinking, you know what, let me just give this cat a little 1-2 because this old, and worst case scenario, all right, this old man can say he beat me. But real talk, 50-year-old, 40-year-old, you're fighting for your life.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. If there's no rules, yeah, and the 42-year-old me is a gun owner. So yeah. At least in the house I am. So yeah. And
at 20, I'm thinking I even believe in concepts like fair fights at 20. Be like, all right, you ready? You ready? Nah.
Yeah.
50, I'm just swinging. Yo, what the hell happened? You didn't even say go yet. Ain't no go.
And the 20-year-old me didn't have a crazy Puerto Rican wife who would stab people. So yeah. And
passing switchblades on the low.
Right. And kids who are red belts in Taekwondo. So yeah, you might be talking me into this. So
that's an interesting question though, because honestly, it's a big difference in a 20-year-old and the versions of us now. So
right,
it's a very, very interesting question.
Yeah. So damn good question, Jake. Jacob Bush, again, GC4L baby. But yeah,
I got a question.
Yeah.
Who would you rather spend time with, the 20-year-old or the version of yourself now?
Who would I myself now rather spend time with?
Yes.
Oh man, definitely me now. My 20-year-old self was like, as big as the asshole as I could be, I was an asshole, and got pleasure out of it. Especially to to like the people closest to me where I could just jab and pick and pick. Like, yeah, man, nah, I couldn't deal with that. That's when I really beat my ass. Yeah, so I definitely hang out with me now.
Yeah, it definitely. I go with the 20-year-old, the version of me now. Like the 20-year-old me. While I thought I was interesting and thought I was hitting on a lot. Yeah.
Pooh, you thinking hard over there?
Nah. I mean, if I'm partying, the 20-year-old me. However, if I'm like debating or listening to some kind of a substance or playing chess, things of that nature, definitely, me now. Definitely me now. Yeah.
Did the 20-year-old you play chess?
Yeah, I played.
Okay.
Yo, that's something I can never, and I still can't get into chess.
For real?
Yeah, I had this dude when I first moved to Atlanta. It's just I was determined to learn how to play chess and become great at it. Right. It just so happened this dude I used to play ball with at the park. He was one of them old dudes who would sit out in the park and play chess. He was like a chess genius. So he was like, "Man, you want to learn? I'll teach you." He was like, "Come out here." I think it was like every Wednesday. He was like, "Let's come out here every Wednesday before we play, and like an hour before we play." So I would meet him after work every Wednesday so he could teach me how to play. And I learned how to play, but I wasn't interested in it. So I was like, man, why am I not interested in this shit? I don't know why. It's one of my personal regrets is that I don't like chess.
And you know what, Al? I wasn't 20. I was 25 when I learned how to play.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Wow. All right. Well, Jacob, appreciate the question, man. If any of y'all want to reach out to us and get with us with a question, Al, good follow-up question. Hit us up on social media, all platforms at Go Defy Life, or you can email us at info@godefylife.com. Y'all ready for some trivia?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me get to the trivia. All right. So, with the us being on the verge of a new NFL season, every year there are NFL players who come into the year on the verge of breaking another milestone in their career. So I have in front of me a list of 15 guys who are on the verge of crossing the next plateau in their career and passing a milestone. So what I will do is I will just go through them one by one. Each question is worth 3 points. Okay. However, if you don't get it on the first one, I will give you can ask for a hint. For every hint, you lose a point. Okay. So if you get it on the original question, that's 3 points. If you say, "Hey man, give me a hint," that's 2 points. Ask for another hint, that's 1 point. And if you don't get it, then move on to the next person. All right. All right, Al, you hosted last week. Pooh won. So, Pooh, you will go first. All right. First one. This quarterback will not reach his plateau as a member of his original team. Rather, he will head to a new team to break the 75,000-yard mark in his career. He needs only 429 passing yards to hit that milestone.
I want to say Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is correct. All right. 3 points for Pooh. All right, Al. This all-time great quarterback is tops in career yardage in NFL history. Now he needs only 2,584 yards to reach to be the first quarterback to reach 80,000 yards in his career. Who is he?
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees is correct. 3 points for Al. All right. Ready, Pooh?
Yeah.
All right. This running back is an absolute physical force and should have no problem gaining the 595 yards he needs to reach 6,000 for his brilliant young career. Who is he?
brilliant young career. Absolute force. Young. I'm going to say Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry is incorrect. Should ask for a hint. That would be Zeke Elliott.
Everything was telling me Zeke. Oh, boy.
All right. All right, Al. This quarterback has been with 8 teams in his career. He had a productive 2019 and will need 2,114 yards to reach 35,000 passing yards for his career. Who is he?
I'll take a hint.
Okay. First hint. He went to Harvard.
Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is correct. 2 points for Al.
I should have guessed. I thought I had him, but I was like, I'll take the hint first. But okay, the 8 teams then.
Right. All right. Pooh?
Yeah.
For you. This could be a challenge for the guy we always want to give up on. The soon-to-be 37-year-old will need 653 yards to reach 16,000 rushing yards for his great career.
The soon-to-be what old?
Soon-to-be 37-year-old.
It must be Frank Gore.
That is Frank Gore. Correct. That's right. All right. Al.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. This receiver missed the entire 2019 season. Although he's an all-time great, he needs 93 yards to reach 9,000 yards and could make a run at the 10,000-yard mark if he can stay healthy throughout the 2020 season. Who is he?
That'd be... would that be A.J. Green?
That is A.J. Green, correct. All right, 3 more points for Al. All right. Pooh.
Yeah, I'm ready.
This running back, although he has been down on his luck lately, will try to reach the 6,000-yard mark for his career in the state that he had great success in college.
You read that one more time, Jay?
This running back, although he has been down on his luck lately, will try to reach the 6,000-yard mark for his career in the same state that he had great success in college. He needs only 596 yards to reach 6,000 for his career.
Let me get a hint, Jay.
Let's see. The hint would be Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, Toledo, Kareem Hunt.
That is incorrect. That would be Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb's former teammate at Georgia.
Oh, okay. I get it. That was a good one. I got thrown off, man. My phone lit up, and I got a daggone alert from the Bleacher Report.
Oh, what happened?
Von Miller out for the year.
Go ahead. For what?
Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh. What's wrong with Von?
He tore a tendon in his, because they say he ran out of practice today for his ankle. He tore a tendon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right.
Seeking a second opinion, though. You know that.
Right. Well, all the best to you, Von.
No doubt.
Al, you up?
Okay.
All right. While this receiver will be in a new uniform for the 2020 season, he will still be somebody's go-to receiver and should have no problem getting the 398 yards he needs to reach 9,000 in the first quarter of the season.
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins is correct.
Wow.
Wow, good one, huh?
I couldn't think of any other wide receiver who
going to a new team.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. All right, Pooh, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This spectacular receiver needs only 875 yards to get to 13,000 yards in his career, all with one team.
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones is correct. 3 points for Pooh. All right. Although this running back just turned 35 and he has slowed down a bit, he will have to keep rolling if he wants to reach the 15,000 yard mark, needing only 784 yards. He also needs 1,053 yards to pass Barry Sanders for fourth all time. Who is this running back?
That got to be Peterson.
Adrian Peterson is correct.
Now, for the record, I was about to say, I was thinking Mark Ingram. I really didn't know how many yards, 15,000 yards was really. I don't know where Mark Ingram is or how old he is, but that's who I was really thinking. But when you said Barry Sanders, I was like, oh, he ain't that
Can't
old
beat,
yet.
yeah.
Right.
Let's
I know
see.
Mark ain't got that many yards.
No, absolutely
Probably
not.
got like.
All right, Pooh. On to you. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. This veteran quarterback will also be changing colors in the 2020 season. The former 4th overall pick needs just 729 yards to reach 60,000 passing yards for his career. Who is he?
Gotta be Phil Rivers.
It's Phillip Rivers. Good one. All right. Al.
Yeah.
Next one. This quarterback continues to climb the quarterback all-time ranks. He will reach 4,000 completions for his career with 87 in 2020.
I need a clue.
All right. Clue. Mama, there goes that man.
Okay, so I know it's not Mark Jackson, so I need another clue.
Oh man. All right. Let's see. He's beloved by cheeseheads.
Oh, okay. Aaron Rodgers.
There you go. All right. 2 points for Al.
2 points. 1 point, isn't it?
We got. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1 point. Sorry, you got 2 hints.
I was gonna let that slide.
Yeah, I was just writing it down. I was about to catch it. Good catch.
Hey, it dawned on me because I was thinking about the correlation of Mama, there goes that man.
Yeah.
But it all got by me.
Hey, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I'll be honest. Let it slide.
Oh boy. All right, Pooh. This legendary quarterback will need 3,455 yards in order to reach the 60,000 yard mark.
Legendary quarterback needs 3,000 to reach 60,000.
Yeah, let me finish. I wasn't finished with the clue.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Yes. This legendary quarterback needs 3,455 yards to reach 60,000 in his career. He definitely would have reached it last year if he were healthy.
oh, Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger is correct. All right. All right, Al. This quarterback could top the 30,000 yard mark in his first game of the 2020 season being that he only needs 266 yards as he starts his 9th year in the league. Not bad for a short baseball player.
Oh, man, that would be Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson is correct. All right. And the last one is up for grabs. Okay? I will ask this question. Whoever answers first will get 6 points. We'll double the question. Al, you currently lead by 5 points.
Oh, wow.
Hey, that up, bitch.
Current score is 15-20. Al.
Okay.
All right. Wow. And whoever asks for the hint, you get that point taken off. The other person doesn't.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. This legendary tight end needs just 23 yards to reach 13,000 for his long career. Will he do it in a new city?
Jason Witten.
Damn, Jason Witten is correct. He will be in black and silver, not blue and silver.
I totally forgot that he went to the Raiders.
Yeah.
I was thinking Greg Olsen because he left.
Oh, yeah. Man, where he go? Seattle?
Yeah, he in Seattle. Good one, Al. I totally forgot Jay Witten was still going.
Yeah. That was a good one. All right. Al, you won. You put Pooh back on the snide. Oh, man. Pooh, you gonna build a street the right way one time, man. Al, what you got for me? What's your parting shot?
Oh, man, my parting shot is just simple. And, you know, as we are wrapping up summer, going into the fall. So it's been a crazy 2020. Let's just try to finish strong. And everybody, I just pray y'all stay safe out there. And I'll just leave it at that. So enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing y'all and talking to y'all next week. Appreciate y'all.
Yep. Pooh, what you got for me? What's your parting shot?
Man, ditto what Al says. And opening day is my parting shot. That's the word. Opening day.
Aight.
No doubt. Yeah, man. Yeah, again, ditto to what Al said. Damn sure ditto to what Pooh said. But yeah, man. Again, shout out to the guys jumping in on these picks, man. Chab Dog, Scott, regular Scott. I don't know if y'all ready for this. It's a whole different animal in this league, so we'll see. And Pooh, I'm not sure, but if you Money West Coast, any of y'all need players for your fantasy leagues, anything, shouting people out, or y'all good?
Nah, yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
okay,
good.
Cool. All right, that's all we got, man. Again, shout out to everybody in the network. Shout out to Kim and Tyrone for doing things big, still in nothing but wings.
No
Yes.
doubt.
Yes.
No.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Right. Yes. Hopefully, I see y'all soon. Come get me a snack. I want my wings for free. Y'all know that. But yeah, this has been episode 172 of the Defy Life Podcast. We love y'all. We'll talk to y'all again next week. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Defy Life. Peace.
Peace.
With Simba, sparking positive change in the community, having real conversations and therapy. You know that laughter's the best remedy. Got that heavy dose of humor for your hearts to heal. With mental health, it can't get any more real. Yeah. Best Medicine Podcast. Laugh, love, learn. Best Medicine Podcast.
Best Med Pod, it's your man Simba Roar back in this thing one more time, bruh. Come get your weekly diagnosis Thursday at midnight, only on the Defy Life Podcast Network. Check us out, though.